Hello lovelies, welcome to Narc Cream Formula. My name's Freedom. So today's video is about the surprising behaviour of a narcissist when they're caught in a lie. In this video we're going to uncover the mind games and the manipulation tactics that a narcissist use when their lies are exposed. Alright, let's jump straight into the show, lovelies. So narcissists are known for their manipulation and mind games, but what happens when they get caught out red-handed? So you have the proof, you have the evidence, they are so busted. But a narcissist will never admit that you have caught them out. They will, in fact, use the situation to gain fuel. There's actually a lot of fuel to be gained in a situation like this. So let's uncover the unexpected ways that the narcissist reacts and learn the strategies to protect ourselves in these situations. So let's imagine a scenario where one of your good friends has seen your narc husband with another woman leaving a bar. So you decide that you're going to challenge them. So Sue saw you kissing a brunette outside the bar on Friday night. Now, the very first reaction of a narcissist when they're caught in a lie is to deny it, straight up. It's a strategy that they use to buy them time, to figure out what you know, how you know it, right, and what their next move is. So their denial actually forces you to show proof or explain how you caught them out. So this allows the narcissist more time to manipulate you. So even if you have proof, so let's just say you've got a photo, a text message, an email, screenshot, video footage, the narcissist will still attempt to discredit the proof or the person who provided the proof. So they'll say things like, oh, it's a fake email. It's not them in the photos. It's a glitch in the system. You know, they'll use labels to try and smear and create elaborate alternative realities. Oh, people are trying to set them up. Sue's trying to set them up, you know. They're doing this in an attempt to make you doubt the messenger or the person that's telling the story. So, oh, Sue's such an alcoholic. I'm surprised she could see anyone clearly outside of the bar. What was Sue doing stalking me all around town all night? As if you trust that old drunk, right? You know Sue, she's always had the hots for me. She's jealous of you. She just wants to break us up so she can try her luck. This is what narcissists do. So they twist the truth and manipulate the situation to make it seem like they are not at fault. The level of crazy storytelling that I've witnessed over the years on my channel and with clients and people who've experienced narcissistic abuse is just crazy, off the Richter. Things like, oh, that brunette. Oh, she was just some drunk chick that lurched onto me as I was leaving with my mates. It was so embarrassing. I had to push her off me, but she wouldn't stop. I even showed her my wedding ring. So when the lie becomes too big to deny, or the proof is irrefutable, the narcissist might start to try and turn the tables and blame someone else. So this is called gaslighting, and it's a common tactic obviously used by narcissists to shift the focus away from themselves and onto something else. Like I said, Sue's always hated me. She hates you too. She wants us to break up. It's a setup. Or, you know, like I said, these elaborate stories. Oh, she put, you know, the brunette. Oh, she put something in my drink. Men can be victims of date rape too, you know. And the thing is, these stories, like I said, are so elaborate and ridiculous. But when they play the victim like that, you know, it puts us in this awful situation because no one wants to say to a victim, oh, no, you're lying. And they know that, right? Narcissists are very, very manipulative. So if you still hold your ground and stick to reality, so you still stay reality-based, you'll now become the target of some abuse. So you'll start hearing things like, I can't believe you're saying all of this to me. You're crazy. Go hang out with Sue. You two can be crazy bitches together then, right? So now they're kind of, like I said, they're putting you in this situation where it's like they're either going to ridicule you as well as Sue, or you can then turn on Sue and say, oh, no, it's just Sue. You know, she must have got it wrong. She must be, you know, she must have been drunk. So they're trying to get you to turn essentially on the person who's on your side, who took the risk to tell you what was going on. right? But, you know, you don't want to be seen as being crazy like them, so, you know, you might just drop it. The narcissist will never miss an opportunity to blame you for their bad behavior. And so, like I said, if you keep pushing it, you'll start hearing things like, you know, is it any wonder I seek comfort in other women? You're always pushing me, always playing detective and following me. Or, here's another good one, well, I might as well do it if I'm going to be accused of it, right? So at this stage, the narcissist will up the ante. They turn up the heat so it becomes a full-blown fight, and then they can storm off. So this is so they have time to strategize, regain some fuel from other sources of supply, and plan their next move. In some cases, and I want to put this warning out here, in some cases the narcissist may become physically aggressive and try and intimidate or scare you. So please be careful. It's not worth the risk trying to confront them if they've been violent before or they have violent tendencies. So any history of domestic violence, huge red flag. You know, punching a hole in the wall, that is actually physical violence. You know, people say, oh no, he didn't hit me. He's never hit me. He just put holes in the walls. You know, that kind of thing. Anything that's happening on the physical realm, so kicking the dog, putting a hole in the wall, smashing your things, that is all physical violence. So don't get that confused. If you've experienced any physical violence at all, or you think there's potential, right, do not bother to confront them. It is not worth it's just not worth it. They will lie anyhow, right? They're never ever going to say, yep, you've got me, right? They're never ever going to admit. They will keep going till the bitter end. They will keep the lie up until the bitter end. So they also may pretend like nothing's happened and try go on like as though life is, you know, as usual. And so, you know, they're essentially what they're trying to do is force you into dropping it because they're not going to talk about it. That's actually a tactic that's used more often than not. So when narcissists get to a stalemate, or when they know that they've lost, they know that they've been caught out, they will literally just go and, like I said, just pretend nothing's happening. So you've broken up with them, for example, you've had this huge fight, you've finally had the courage to tell them all about it, you've told everyone, you've said, that's it, we're breaking up, I'm done, it's over. And then the very next day you wake up, you walk out to the kitchen and they're sitting there at the kitchen table, so nothing's happened, as though everything's normal. And after the trauma of what you've just gone through, right, it's a lot easier to just pretend that nothing's actually happened and to just go back to life as usual, you know, instead of having to go through the whole argument again, the whole thing again. So pretending nothing has happened is a definite narc response to being caught out. All right, so if you raise their lies or bad behavior again, they'll try another tactic because the last one didn't work. Right, so they will minimize their bad behavior and exaggerate yours. Right, so they'll, you know, you've confronted them, but instead of them talking about what you've confronted them with, they will turn it back on you. Oh, well, what about when you did blah, blah, blah? You know, or as I said, they'll minimize their bad behavior. So you might have caught them, for example, screwing around, right? And then they say, oh, no, I didn't screw around, you know, I didn't have sex with her. You know, we were just kissing, or, you know, or we didn't actually have sex, we were just mucking around or something. Like I said, they're trying to minimize what they actually did to make it sound like it's not as bad, and then they'll exaggerate your behavior. Well, what were you doing going through my phone? I can't even trust you. You're so sneaky, right? So there's so many on this list, it's crazy. All right, so another thing is they may also be passive aggressive, right? And they do this fake concern for you and your well-being, saying things like, I'm sorry that you're so insecure and that I can't even talk to other women. You know, maybe you should speak to someone about your anxiety. Like, I'm worried about you. I'm worried about your mental health. All this talk about breaking up, it's so negative and depressing. I don't want all this negativity in my life. Right? When narcissists saying this kind of thing, when they're doing this fake care and concern, you know, oh, I care so much about your mental health and your mental well-being. Like I said, this is just tactics designed to re-establish control. It's to get the argument on a footing that they are comfortable with. which is them in control, them talking down to you, them pretending they haven't done anything wrong and that it's all just you being paranoid and insecure, and it's because you can't help yourself, you know, you're worried about other women or whatever else it is that they're trying to say. You need to really pay attention, because it is not you, right? If you've caught them out doing something, right, you have caught them out. All right, and the final point is narcissists, when they are caught out, so a common reaction to being caught out in a lie is to play the victim. So they will somehow manage to paint themselves as being the one that's been wronged, and they're going to try to elicit sympathy from you, of all people. And, you know, say things like, how do you think it makes me feel when you're continually accusing me of things that I just haven't done? You know, do you really think that little of me? This reminds me of my mother. She used to say these things about me, right? So they say things that make you feel bad. Like I said, play them into this victim character, make you feel bad, and then make you feel like, oh, I don't want to be perceived as being like his mum, you know, or I don't want to be the bitch that he's saying that I am. Maybe I am just exaggerating. I mean, these people really do a number on our heads, right? They will manipulate you. They will mess you up. They are the masters of manipulation and lying. And when they get caught in a lie, they will do everything in their power to protect their image and to maintain control. So the best way is for you to protect yourself is to educate yourself on their tactics and always be aware of their manipulation tactics. All right, lovelies, I hope that has helped. As I always say, get narc free and stay narc free. All right, darlings, thank you for listening.